You are now listening to Feeding Off Each Other.
Welcome back, episode 17. So before I just spoke, I spoke to the two guys in front of me and said, are we all going to make a noise when we start the podcast?
Oh, I didn't get that.
And Dave said, yeah, I'm going to make a noise. Should we try it again?
No, I think that was good.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
my
Welcome to
God.
episode 17 of Feeding Off Each Other.
Going up on the Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, y'all. Welcome to Feeding Off Each Other, the show where we chat to people way more interesting than ourselves in the hopes of stealing some of their sweet, sweet talent and knowledge. I'm Matt Dennison, and I'm joined by the impossibly handsome Jason Lucas.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, now I'm blushing.
And introducing official first-time mountain biker, David Wiggins.
Thank you. It was very scary, but fun.
That's right, folks. Dave went mountain biking, and we're very excited to talk about this experience. The whole time we had this experience, we're just like trying to withdraw from comments and save it for the podcast. So now finally we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Jason, I never even asked you anything about your Montreal trip because I just wanted to save it for the podcast.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this
I thought you were
podcast
just being a jackass.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. I feel like the podcast is hurting my social life because I don't want to ask anybody anything and save it for the podcast.
We were in a car and on a ferry for several hours and we just didn't speak to each other.
No, literally. I was like,
You'd
so
be
many
like,
times.
No, never mind. No, I'll save it. Oh, but what if, no, save it.
But now we're here. And now we can talk about it. So, Jason, how was Montreal?
Oh, it was good. Yeah, what a cool city. It's like, I don't know, I kept thinking it's similar to Vancouver in terms of it's Canadian and everyone's nice and friendly. And but it has more cool stuff, more cool restaurants, more cool bars, more je ne sais quoi.
More old shit.
More cool stuff? You're jaded, man. Vancouver's got cool stuff. Come
It
on.
does. It does. But it has different cool stuff. Vancouver, I think, has definitely cool restaurants and bars, but not as many.
Yes.
And it has the mountains, which Montreal definitely does not have. But what Montreal doesn't have in mountains, I think it makes up for in... you must have seen it too when you biked around, like really good bike lanes, really cool neighborhoods, and accessibility is super, it's like pretty flat, so you can just pedal wherever you want.
Yeah, I mean, the restaurants and the bars and stuff just takes it to another level. How many poutines did you eat?
4.
Nom, nom,
Like
nom,
almost
nom,
as
nom,
many
nom.
as we ate in Quebec City.
That's actually insane to me.
And what was the best poutine?
There was a it's tied. There was a place called La Banquise.
La Banquise?
Yeah, La Banquise.
So last podcast, I said it's either La Banquise or La Banquise, but it's La Banquise.
Maybe, yes.
I said it wrong both
You mean
ways.
La Black Keys, the band?
No.
Oh, okay.
La Banquise. Thank you, Dan God. Shout out Dan God for actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he would know. Which is like super good. Obviously, you know, like I think I went there super late at night and it was the perfect meal at 2 or 3 a.m. And then another place was, frick, I knew I'd forget the name. I think it was like NYSK, NYSK or something. It was a restaurant and they did a duck confit poutine. It was like, that was very fancy and nice. Where Le Banquise,
Yummy.
Le Banquise was like a good dirty poutine.
I think I just saw. That's appropriate poutine sound. We're all on the soundboard today. I'm like not fresh. I'm very not fresh. Is this our? There he is. He's our guest.
Oh, there he is.
We must
there
not
he is.
name him
No.
unless you've already read the title of the podcast. Then, hey, mystery guest. The podcast. I mean, the bathroom is forwards and to your left. Yes.
We have a microphone in there as well, recording it. So.
Yeah. It's recording on the Tinkle track.
All right, we gotta get through these pre-guest discussions before he's done his business in there. Jason, glad your Montreal trip was awesome. Dave, how was your first time mountain biking?
Like I said, fun but scary. Actually, you know what? That's a bit of a lie. I wasn't that scared. I felt like I had good teachers and support, so I was kind of like if I was just going out there on my own, I would have been way more sort of tripped out. But you just kind of, if you watch someone right in front of you go down it and it doesn't look that crazy, you're like, yeah, the bike will find its way.
Yeah, I think as your quote unquote guru, which is I'm not a good teacher at all, but it was sweet. And I don't want to spoil too much.
Well,
of the
let's set the scene. Let's set the scene. We
Yeah,
were
that's
in
fair.
we
That's
were in Comox. We went to Cumberland.
Mm-hmm.
Dave got to have his first mountain bike experience, and arguably one of the best places to ride bikes in this area.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason was his guru.
Yes.
And you guys rode what trail?
We rode a blue flow trail. I'll save the name.
You
for
wanna
it in a
save
video.
it?
I want to
Okay.
save it. 'Cause
All right.
we will make a. It's going to be a video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great video. We
and you-
actually we don't script every Mahalo video, but this one we scripted
A little bit, but
Lightly.
a little bit.
on the trail that was unscripted. And
yeah.
Unscripted and unrated.
yeah, it was cool.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
I'm glad you're okay. I definitely there was some crashes.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, there's
Crashes?
a few spills.
At least
Yeah, little
3 or
ones. Let's just say my butthole was not the same.
Come on in.
Oh, he's
now here's a
here.
guy that knows bikes.
What up?
Good to see you, man.
I almost biked here actually,
Really?
but it was just very ambitious for me.
Did you decide to
Get
just
those
push a guy
headphones on.
instead?
Did I what?
Just decide to push a guy here instead?
Yeah, actually, funnily enough, I was kind of trail running here, which
What?
seems very appropriate.
Okay, wait, let's make sure.
I'm pouring him water. Julian is not peeing. Oh, I've spoiled it. Is there a leak? How is this still pouring? Okay.
Oh, it's the endless cup. Yeah, I was like walking. Well, I took the bus. and
Don't
then
dox me, bro. Don't dox me.
I took the bus, and then I like took some like route that went through a park, and I was like running through trails, and I was like, this seems very appropriate to get here.
Yeah, you're like mildly sweaty.
Yeah, I was like, I was cold, and then I broke a sweat because I was like, okay, well, I need to pick up the pace. So.
He's actually really just nervous, and he got a ride from his mom.
Yeah, my mom's waiting outside.
Yeah, we gotta be quick.
He just finished eating his Lunchables and got out of the minivan.
We were just talking about Dave's first time mountain biking. We took him mountain biking for the first time last week.
Oh my gosh, how was that?
It was good.
Yeah.
Every time we asked him, "So Dave, how was it?" he would say, "It's what I expected," and we'd all get mad at him because he wouldn't just say, "I had fun." And I tell people, he said, "It's exactly what I expected," and people say, "That's the most Dave answer I've ever heard."
Okay, in my defense, it's not what you didn't ask how was it. You guys were like, was it what you preloaded it with? Was it what you expected on multiple times?
What did you expect it to be?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I like you're on a bike and you're going fast. I don't know, and like there's
That's fair.
rocks and it's unpredictable and it's rugged terrain.
Yeah, I guess that's probably what I would have expected as well.
Oh yeah, just like the description of like a pickup truck by Ford or something.
So Dave had a very special experience as his first time mountain biking because he not only had a film crew filming it, like a very like high level film crew, but he also got to ride the Fuel EXE.
Oh,
It's true.
Yeah.
That's what I
Cheater.
rode.
there it is.
But I tried not to use the motor like that much.
Yeah, you were using it less than me. You're actually when we were climbing, like Dave's pace. This isn't a spoiler. His pace was too high for. I was like struggling to keep up. I was like,
I was just trying to be impressive. I was like going for it.
and then you were like, "Oh yeah, my motor's not even on, or I'm on one bar," and I was like full bars trying to keep up.
Well, because we talked about me climbing, because there was a shuttle option, but we talked about me riding up to have the full experience. So I was like, if I have this motor on full, I'm not getting the full,
You're just
first time
committed to your
experience.
craft.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
as in character. But I had to turn it off on certain moments.
Well, I got to hand it to you, Dave, because there's a lot of pressure leading up to that first bike ride. We talked about it a lot. It was ruminating in your head. Ruminating, is that a word?
Yeah, that works.
And yeah, but you nailed it. You didn't fall. You didn't kill yourself. You fell. You didn't kill yourself. So we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Because finding another get a producer for the show is going to be a complicated process. So
It was also like a long day of riding.
It
We were
was
out
long.
there.
It was huge.
Jason was like, yeah, you wouldn't normally go for this long your first time. I was like, okay, that makes me feel better.
I don't go normally that long for my 1,000th time. It was like 8 hours. Of
What's
riding.
long? 8 hours?
We were out there for like 8 hours. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a long time, man.
No,
so
'cause-
I was on foot
yeah.
and I hiked the whole way, and I was sore for 3 days after that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
goodness.
pretty sore the next morning.
Well, it's all downhill from here, Dave. More rides, more fun.
Literally downhill, like on a bike.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
literally
Yeah, okay.
uphill and then downhill and then
Nice.
uphill and downhill.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you.
So okay, we got a little bit more housekeeping to do here before we introduce our guest of honor. Speak pipe messages. You got something lined up? So last week we introduced voicemails or voice messages from the fans to all you out there listening, and we actually have some messages. So let's listen to one.
Here's the first one. I won't say last names, so I'll say it's from Truman T.
Hello, Matt, Dave, Jason, and whatever special guest you guys are hosting on this podcast. I cannot wait for Dave to learn how to mountain bike. And that leads me to my question. When is Dave going to ride the rock roll on Black Cherry?
Oh my!
Black cherry? You mean the cherry bomb?
The cherry
on,
bomb.
What is that?
Oh, what's the
It's on Wild Cherry.
Wild cherry?
Yeah, that's the triple black diamond trail that Kaz and Andrew made a video on.
Pass.
I haven't even ridden that thing.
Yeah, that'll be like Nebuary.
So Julian, what this thing is, it's like it's a rock roll that goes down 1 step 2 feet, and then there's a flat bit, and it's basically straight down.
Yeah, I'm good. That sounds insane.
But maybe if you, he had his best friend on the trail out
That's
there.
true.
Yeah,
Can give you a push.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So thank you for your
whisper.
question, Truman. I will never do that.
But we're glad that you're stoked that
Yeah.
at this very moment that Dave did go mountain biking, and
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing what you have to say about that video. Please leave us another voicemail after you've seen the video.
Yeah. Okay, I got another one from this one's. I'll say the full name for this one.
Okay.
Not to dox them, but their name is Jason Lover 420.
Oh, you found my message. Perfect.
I might have to play it multiple times because it's kind of hard to decipher. I don't remember even if it's a question.
I'm just saying, Jason definitely a smash, bro.
Jason is definitely a smash bro.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Sick.
you're a smash.
He's a smash bro. Like
That's pretty neat.
it's not a pass, he's a smash. Okay,
don't know.
I thought he meant like he's a character in Super Smash Brothers.
That's what I thought too. I was like, is he Samus or something? Like,
You're one of the Smash Brothers.
I'm a Smash brother.
All right,
I would
well,
consider myself a Kirby.
all right, thank you, Jason Lover 420. We're gonna move on from that one. This one is from.
oh, we have another one.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, that one didn't really count. That was a bonus one.
All right, okay.
This one's from
last one.
This one's from Al.
Hey, Matt, David, Jason. This is a short time
who this is.
feeder
Wait,
of
I
the
know.
podcast. This is Alonzo Gavarn. I started listening maybe last month, and I am caught up with everything. It's been a great ride. You guys are doing fantastic. And I just want to ask each and every one of you, especially Dave, because Dave's opinion is my favorite opinion. What's your guys' favorite how-to episode from like the old IFHT days? And do you guys plan on doing any more of those in the future?
Oh.
Anyway, thanks for bringing the laughs, especially you, Dave. Hope you guys have a good day, and see you.
What the hell was that buzz? Was he farting?
No, Jason played a sound.
I thought it was a child.
Oh, you played okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like a...
Yeah, so that was from Alonzo.
Yeah, I definitely...
Who's Alonzo? How do we know?
Alonzo is a friend of ours that came on the I Only Ride Park tour with us. And yeah, funny guy.
Good question. I'm going to have to say How to Be a 90s Gamer is my favorite. We had a good time acting on that one and doing it all ourselves. Good times. The
great
good old days when we just did everything ourselves.
Great answer.
That was mine too.
I was going to say How to Be a DJ. Between the two of those, probably. And the Canadian ones. I'm biased. I just picked the ones that I worked on.
And the mountain bike ones and the road bike ones.
And Rock Climber is pretty good. Oh, but Music Producer's pretty funny.
Actually, they're all good.
I mean, we've been trying to make another one. It's just like at this point in our company, it's kind of, I don't know. We haven't figured out how to really make money doing them.
We got to find a sponsor. So if you are a sponsor out there and you want to pay us to make one.
I mean, I kind of want to like spoil what how-tos we had lined up.
Or we still have.
I mean, okay. We really wanted to do way back in the day how to be a skateboarder. We also wanted to do how to be a snowboarder.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was asking for that one. Mm-hmm. And then also how to be an overlander.
Mm-hmm.
That'd
be awesome.
You know what an overlander is?
No, I don't.
It's basically car camping. people who take trucking very seriously, and you know they,
Okay,
they got their rig and
that is a thing.
Yeah, you ever seen the How to Be series on our channel?
Some of them, yeah. How to Be a DJ. I definitely like that one. Funnily enough, actually, my brother is like a massive fan of IFHC.
Oh, really?
Like back in the day, because he saw it, and then he was like, "Man, I used to watch those guys' videos all the time."
Oh, crazy. What's his name?
Elliot.
Oh, shout out Elliot. Thanks for watching. Used to be a fan. What the hell?
Well,
way back in the day.
He still
what
watches them, but yeah.
Well, How to Be a DJ, that was a great one with Jason playing Vod Van Cran, DJ Vod Van Cran.
DJ Vod Van Cran.
And I think the video may have got like 1 million views or something like that, like pretty quickly. But then it blew up now to our most viewed video to 31 million views on YouTube because of India. India just ate up the video.
Loved it.
Well, we have that Bollywood sequence in the middle, so I think
that's true.
Oh my God. We have always joked about like going to India as DJ Vod Van Cran and just seeing what would happen. Like if he's like a like legendary character there or something.
There's just billboards of you.
Yeah,
like they're using your likeness to advertise so many products. Hemorrhoid cream.
Vod Van hemorrhoid cream.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's segue on into.
Wait,
is this how you segue?
If anyone else wants to be on the show, if anyone else wants to leave a message, speakpipe.com/feeding off each other.
That is speakpipe.com/feeding off each other. What a weird name. All right. Hey, so, okay, quick. Okay, Dave. Wait, Dave wrote a new thing, a new bit on the show notes. We have a fun fact of the week. All right, Dave, take it away.
Yeah, so our fun fact of the week is, did you know in Argentina, there's a tradition where if a lost child is found at the beach, an adult will pick them up on their shoulders, go up and down the coast clapping, and people on the beach will also clap them to help the parent find their child.
That's genius.
That's fascinating.
That was legitness.
That's very clever, man. Yeah. You know what this reminds me of? Your story about being lost in the woods in Ontario.
Did I tell that on the podcast?
No, and save it. Save that one. Dave got very lost and he thought he was going to die alone in the woods.
Save it for the pod.
No, I'm teasing them.
Teaser.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's get to this intro. I'll read it.
Sure.
All right, I'll read it. Today's guest describes himself as having a perpetual hunger for creativity, according to his Instagram. This is where we get all our info. He is an up-and-coming actor and model based here in Vancouver. He has guest starred on shows such as Resident Alien and The Good Doctor, and most recently delivered an incredible starring performance in our very own Trek ad named My Best Friend on the Trail. When he's not appearing on stage or screen, he also moonlights as a pirate on Granville Island's Pirate Adventure Tours. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our favorite pirate, Jagger Jones, a.k.a. Julian Nelson. Welcome to the pod.
The fact that you put my pirate name in there is amazing.
Your name is Jagger Jones?
Jagger Jones. That's my pirate alter ego.
So it's part Mick Jagger and part, who's the Jones?
Jones is...
Davy Jones?
You got to come on the ship to find out my whole intro.
Okay.
God, I can't wait. Hey, rate the intro out of 10. That's what we normally do here.
Rate my own intro?
Rate our intro that we made for you out of 10.
Oh, I would say like a 9. 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Wow. So close. What did I need? What was the extra one? What did you want me to add?
Well, I wanted you guys all to go like full pirate. And then it would have been a 10.
Oh.
We'll just like add like pirate accordion under the intro. And like,
okay, then it's a 10. Like slowly building until you say the name. Yeah.
All right, I'll take the 9 out of 10. Well, hey, welcome to the pod. Why don't you, let's start off by you telling the people who you are, where you're from, why the hell you're here.
Yeah, my name's Julian. Yeah, I'm an actor. That's sort of why I moved to Vancouver from Saskatchewan, originally a prairie boy. Moved here about, I think, 5 years now to pursue acting, but also I just wanted to get out. I feel like all the things I wanted to do weren't in Saskatchewan. There wasn't a whole lot to do there, so I decided to move out here. And yeah, I'm super happy to be here. There's like so many things I love out here, not only the industry, but also just like activities and hobbies that I like to do. trail running, you know, pretty big trail runner now. So, yeah.
For real though? For real?
No. But I do like hiking, casual trail walking.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
What was life like in Saskatchewan? Haven't been there myself.
I mean, I don't really think you need to go. You could like drive through it and that'll be about enough that you need to know about it. But it's, yeah, I mean, it was a good place to grow up. I think like I have a lot of close friends still. I have a lot of close friends from high school, which like a lot of people can't say, which is, you know, I think great, like that I still have a close friendship with all of them. So I think it was a good place to grow up. It was a tight community, so that was good. And, you know, but there wasn't much to do. It was cold, so cold there that like, you know, winter, you can't really do much. You can go out for like 5 minutes and then you got to go back inside and then like spend another 20 minutes taking off the copious amounts of layers that you just put on. And yeah, but it was nice because it felt more of like a community because everyone was like cozy in the winter. Everyone would like hang out inside and felt like really cozy and intimate.
So for the people who have no idea what Saskatchewan is, how would you describe this place?
Flat, flat and cold. That sounds awful, but like actually, yeah, the pros, like the sunsets were amazing. I'll say that. And northern Saskatchewan's quite beautiful. There's like a lot of lakes, and in the summers are great. But yeah, it's like you can drive through it and you can see like the earth curve because it's like so flat, which is kind of cool. But there's also like a lot of space, a ton of farms, and like so when you're driving through, it's like, you know, it feels like, you know, you feel so like you have so much space everywhere you go, which is like kind of nice.
Like things go on forever.
That's right. Yeah.
Where specifically did you grow up?
Well, so I grew up in like Prince Albert, I guess. I was born in Weyburn. Grew up in Prince Albert. I would say that was, where I spent most of my years. And then I was in Saskatoon for high school and then Regina, and then I came here.
Does anyone call Saskatoon Toontown?
Yeah.
Saskatoon.
Or Stoon. Mostly Stoon.
Stoon.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's kind of like za for pizza.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has the same ring to it. Yeah.
You ever been to Moose Jaw?
Moose Jaw. Oh yeah. Yeah.
What's it like in Moose Jaw? Always wondered.
It's pretty, I mean, like Moose Jaw is known for like, they have the tourist attraction of these like underground tunnels that were like built, I don't know, in like the 20s, I think, for like, it was like when they were like importing stuff through these tunnels, I think. I don't really know.
Like bootlegging, like prohibition?
That was involved.
Whoa.
Apparently there was at one point where, what's his name? The gangster in the 20s.
Al Capone?
Yeah.
Jinx.
That
Well,
apparently
personal
he
jinx.
was like in there at some point. So then that's like they have a whole like show similar to like the pirate show where it's like a tour kind of thing.
Very cool.
I got you a dab, Julian. You've been trail running all day.
I'm sweating here. I might have to take this shirt off.
He didn't know there was going to be so many questions about Saskatchewan. He didn't prepare.
You're making me sweat.
I think I grew up in Prince Albert. I don't know.
Hey, do you think Saskatchewan gets a bad rap? Because I've never heard anybody say anything nice about Saskatchewan ever.
Like, sure, I think it's just because I think, I don't know if people have like an expectation, but it's like, I think maybe people do have some sort of expectation that is like not met when you get there. Cause it's like, and I think if you don't know anyone and you get there, there's maybe not like, there's not really any like touristy things to do when you go there. Like, yeah. So if you don't know anyone, you know, like when I go there, I have all my friends, and then like my friends have like cabins at the lakes. So we go there in the summer and we go hang out at the lakes and like, I don't know, drive around, and it's fun, but it's like, I can't imagine if I didn't know anyone, it'd be kind of like, oh, what am I supposed to do? You know? I think if you had someone to like bring you around, but it's not much of like a tourist destination. So I wouldn't recommend like sort of going there to have like a vacation. It's cool to like go check out. If you're like, you know, interested in checking out all of Canada.
If you just need to check off something off a list.
Yeah.
It's kind of the opposite of Vancouver, where people say people from here are like kind of cold, but there's lots to do. Yeah. Whereas I'm sure you go to Saskatchewan and, you know, if you know people there, it's about the people more than the location.
Yeah. I mean, also everybody who I've asked who has come from Saskatchewan now lives here and is a mountain biker, so they obviously prefer to live here.
Right. There's a bias too. If someone moves from somewhere to somewhere else, they left that place for a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're not going to speak as glowingly about it, probably.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I love it. It'll always be home. I don't think I'll ever go back there to live. It's nice to go back and like visit for a few days, and then I'm like, cool, I can come back here, in which I feel more comfortable that this is like my home now, you know?
Cool. So growing up on the prairies, what inspired you to tap into your creative side? I mean, what was your first kind of like creative venture as a young kid?
Oh man, I was always doing, man, I think like subconsciously I was always an actor specifically because I always loved film. I always loved movies. I also always loved how they were created. Like, and I didn't know that like the acting was like the specific thing that I liked the most. I just loved the you know, I always watched the behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff, how it was made. And then even when I was like a kid, my mom would describe me. She would say like, yeah, he would be in the basement, you know, and he'd be doing whatever, playing with his toys. And she would like, I swear, I could have sworn there was like 12 kids down there. And she would come down and just be me like playing multiple characters. And I mean, I still do that. So, so that nothing has really changed. But yeah, I think from an early age, I was always like excited to create my own scene or whatever. And then I started doing that with some friends. And we were just like making like stupid videos and stuff. And then I never really like, it was a while till I started thinking about taking it seriously because I was in university for business. And then like a couple of years into my degree, I was like, oh, I'll take a theater elective, theater class and see how that goes. And then I was like, oh, I love this, you know, this is what I need to do. And I almost dropped out of school and came here, but then I finished my degree because I was like, you know, this is going to be helpful. Plus, it's just like a nice little cushion to have.
What's your degree?
Marketing major.
Okay.
Yes.
So has it come in handy?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. Because I think as an actor, you have to like treat yourself as a business. And I think like, you know, a lot of actors can like forget about that part of it. It's like, you know, most artists just want to like create their art, and it's tough because it's like, yeah, like totally that's what I want to do. But if you want to do it for like a living or just do that, you really have to think about the business side of things too. So I was like, okay, well this is actually helpful because I feel like I have some knowledge of how to do that, and that's usually like the hardest part to get through. So yeah, I mean, definitely don't regret like going through it.
Was there a particular film that kind of changed your course, changed your life, maybe? That, you know, because you said you liked watching the BTS.
How to be a DJ.
So I'm wondering. Well, I was in India.
How to be a filmmaker.
Yeah, I'm wondering, you know, when you're speaking of like watching the behind the scenes, if there's a particular film that comes to mind.
Oh man, I mean, there's two films specifically when I was a kid that I watched almost daily, and it was one was The Sandlot. I don't know if anyone's ever
Yep.
Was like my favorite movie, and I would reenact it every day. I'd set up my coffee table in the middle, and then like there's a scene where he jumps over the fence in slow motion. He's getting chased by the beast or whatever, and so I would reenact that every day with my jean jacket, and so I just like I wanted to be like that character so bad. And then the other one was Space Jam. I watched that movie daily.
Sports movies.
Yeah. And the same thing. I'd reenact like the part where he like dunks with his arm
And he keeps stretching.
Yeah, and I swore that I did it once. So yeah. But as childhood movies go, those were like heavily influenced. And then like I don't know if there was a movie that I was like, ooh, I mean like maybe The Dark Knight, but that was like pretty, I think I had already known that I wanted to do that. But I remember that movie being like, I want to, you know, before I watched that movie to after, like my life had changed. Not like drastically, but like, it was like, I'm a different person after watching this film. And I was like, that's so cool. I want to be able to do that. Like I want to be able to, you know, affect someone in some way after like a performance or something. So I think that was like the major reason why I wanted to pursue it further.
Well, you probably have done that because someone out there probably bought a Fuel EXE like last week. Actually, so you probably changed someone's life.
My roommate just watched it, and he was like, he was like, yeah, you know, I didn't even, he's like, I was just like along for the ride for most of it. And I was just like, this is like a great film. And he's like, so good. And then he's like, by the end of it, he's like, yeah, actually, you know what? I would buy this bike. And he's like, it wasn't like aggressive in terms of like it pushing you in your face. He was just like, yeah, I think, you know, I would buy this bike. And I was like, nice.
So it's on the way to your house now? Or he's
honestly,
ordered one?
I could see it happening. I could see him buying it.
Well, let's talk about the film. I think, you know, this is actually a viewer request to have you on the podcast. Someone in the comments said, when you gonna have what did they say? When you gonna have golden retriever? No, when you gonna have bike boy on, or when you gonna have
Bike boy.
I can't, battery boy. I think they call him battery boy or motor boy.
Motorboy.
They said, when you gonna have motor boy on the. Shout out to whoever left that comment. But here he is in the flesh.
Now
tell us everything about the BTS and don't spare any details. Shred us apart.
Yeah, it was awful. It was terrible. It was just like they were making me do all these crazy things, and I was trapped, and I was just like, no.
Well, how did you come across, I guess the casting call was like the first.
I think I found it. Yeah, I found it myself online somewhere. You guys had posted it.
Probably Facebook.
Actually, a friend showed it to me, and she was like, you'd be really good for this. Like, this is, you know, you have this sort of look and vibe. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I proceeded to check out your guys' videos, and I was like, ooh, these guys look like really creative, really fun, and also just like, you know, really good at what you guys do. So I was like, okay, I want to feel like I want to be a part of this. And then I think from day one, as soon as I met you guys, it was like, this is gonna be a fun shoot. So I was very excited about that. And like I didn't know pretty much anything about mountain biking, which was okay because I didn't have to be on a mountain bike. I just had to be a mountain bike.
There's a metaphor in there somewhere.
Your acting teacher is like, yes.
Be the bike. Yeah. Yeah. And so I think, yeah, from the first day, I was already like, okay, this is going to be fun. And, you know, we went to all these places that I'd never been, all these trails, and like, that was crazy. I was just, you know, and also, like, there was a couple people who I'd met, like, I'd worked with Byron before, which was great that you know.
And you just worked with him again recently.
Just worked with him again, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I think it was fun because right off the go, I was, like, comfortable with everyone around me. And for me, that's, like, the best way I can work is, like, I try and, like, get to know everyone on set first, and then I'm like, okay, now I feel comfortable to, like, sort of, you know, do my job, I guess. And I think especially for the first day, because we had to do all the dialogue the first day, and which I thought was going to be the hardest part. But no, I think it was all like that one. Once I got through that, I was like, okay, now I kind of know how this is going to work. I think I know like how all of you guys work, and it was very just like a really relaxed set. It was like really fun. Everyone had like good vibes, relaxed, but also like very professional and like very efficient. So I was like, yeah, this is gonna go well, and it did. It was like super fun.
Yeah, it's been very well received. Comments and feedback has been magnificent.
Yeah.
People love your performance. So yeah, we did our casting call. We I don't know how many people did we audition. We're like
4.
No, yeah, maybe something like that.
I mean,
we actually auditioned. I asked
on
for
Google Meet or something.
Yeah, I asked
Zoom.
for tapes from more than that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was actually a tough choice between you and another fella, Julian.
Really?
Yep.
Trek wanted.
I'm so curious.
It was a tough choice. The other fella was fantastic.
Yeah.
He was great. But, you know, it's honestly like doing the casting is a miserable part of the job because you're just playing with people's livelihood, right?
Yeah, I feel anxious on
and
your guys' behalf.
Yeah, like I you know, I have a lot more respect for casting because one of my friends was creating a short film, and they got an actual casting director involved with their casting process, and so they got an insider of how that works, and they were like, yeah, the problem isn't usually finding a good actor. It's like the problem is choosing from all these good actors. They're like, if we could cast all these people in this film, we would, because they're all talented. And I'm like, well, that's very humbling. And like, you know, I get it, because it's like, you know, it's comes down to whether or not they're going to be the right fit, I guess. Right.
I guess in that person's world, they get a lot of good actors, because I would say that we get a lot of not good actors coming through. So sometimes it's easy
budget,
to weed out the.
Depends on the budget you're
Yes.
working in, and
Yes.
union, non-union, that whole thing. But
Yes.
yeah, it's for me when I see someone that stands out like yourself, I'm like, oh yeah, like it feels different. It feels like, because we've, you know, had other people that are varying levels of experience, and you can
Sometimes we want someone who has little experience for whatever reason.
but you can get a performance out of them, but you know, you'll have to hold their hand a little bit more, and,
Right.
you know, you can't just be like, go.
Yeah.
Whereas with someone like you that has more experience,
But also casting for this one, besides just having someone who can act and remember the lines, we need someone who's willing to run up and down hill. We need someone who is fit. Like I was asking people, you know, like, can you run up a trail? How strong are your ankles? Can you show me them? Can I see x-rays?
Yeah.
Personal.
So yeah, it was a tough choice, but yeah.
I'm happy I got involved with it.
So the shoot was 5 days. We shot 1 day in a house in North Vancouver. We shot another day in the parking lot. We may have split something else as well. No, I think we just did parking lot.
we were going to split that day, and then it didn't work out.
And then we did 3 days of trail riding in Squamish and the North Shore. And yeah, the first day we started off with the house because we felt that we wanted to get all the dialogue and all those sound bites done so that moving forward into the trail stuff, we know what was said. But we actually had flip-flopped on how to do it. We actually at one point wanted to get all the trail done, and then we wanted you to speak in your interview so that we could, you know, kind of shoehorn
I don't think we
in.
made that conscious decision. I think that was just a scheduling thing. And
No, maybe.
I think we went back and forth, and because we also thought like, oh, maybe something will happen organically on the trail. We want to be able to modify the script to adjust to, but I think it ended up working out the best.
And yeah, so we shot in the house, and we used this website. What's it called?
Set Scouter.
Set Scouter. Set Scouter. It's basically like the Airbnb for film sets.
Oh yeah.
So it's just people who put their houses up and they know what it's going to be used for, right? Because we've done the like Airbnb rental before, and then we go in there with all our film gear, and we're, you know, it's kind of like sketchy because that's not what they were expecting you to do.
Yeah.
And we had the nicest fella ever welcome us into his home. He was so pleasant to work with, and we just could take free reign of his whole entire house. It was fantastic.
He built a fire for us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in the scene where you're charging up or meditating.
Yeah.
And I remember we had him on standby, ready to light the fire. And I brought him in. I said, all right, light the fire, thinking it was going to take him like 10, 15 minutes to kind of get it going. And he got it lit immediately.
Yeah.
And by the time we were ready, the fire was completely already dead. So we had to do it all again. But yeah, the first day went really well. And I was just so happy that you could perform all your lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
You did have
Me
the
too.
script
Yeah.
on the floor.
Yeah.
But even with, you know, the assistants, you can't tell on camera.
Yeah.
You had me like 6 inches from your face.
That's what that's what good editing is for.
Yeah.
To help me.
Are you good at memorizing tons of lines?
Yeah. Well, I mean, usually, which is weird because my memory is not great. Like I have a bad memory, but when it comes to lines, somehow usually those like come decently quick. Yeah, which is good, but also it blows my mind. I'm like, why can't I remember other things, but I can remember these random lines? But I think maybe it's because I'm like really excited about it, and there's like it's easy to like sort of relate lines to like a character or like to something like, oh wow, while I'm doing this, like now it makes sense to like say these things as like this character, you know. That one was a bit difficult because it was just like saying things that were like voiceover things, but I guess as an interview it would make sense me just saying that too. So plus I was a bit nervous.
I think our direction for you, I remember saying a couple things. There was like some scenes where we wanted you to literally act like a happy puppy dog who was excited to go out for a ride. Like the owner just said walk, and then you know you perk up.
And we didn't use that.
And we didn't use that scene actually.
We
yeah,
didn't use that scene.
Yeah, that's left on the cutting room floor. And then the other direction that I think we gave all of the people who auditioned was Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yeah. That like a sort of awkward humor. He's like a genius at that.
Awkward, but you want to be friends with him,
exactly.
and he's just
Just a
wholesome,
nice-
and he's a
so
good
wholesome.
vibe.
Yeah.
It's funny reading the comments and seeing those choices in like, oh, he's like a trail dog or he like
Or a
golden
golden
retriever.
We got that
Yeah.
a lot,
Yeah.
which was the intention.
Which was the intention.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
It did work.
I think
Yeah.
the floppy
scene.
hair helps.
Yeah, honestly, that hair went a long way for you because it stuck in our head.
The golden retriever hair. Yeah. I mean, it's got me a lot of jobs, so I'm not mad about it. Yeah.
There was something I was going to ask, and now I can't remember. I'm going to have to sit on that one.
Well, wait, I got a transition music.
But I still want to talk about the same things.
He didn't come to you after that?
Oh my God.
Nice. Anyway.
Good morning.
I don't know. I was going to ask about the film. There's so many questions. This is the first time we've actually like talked about like one of our projects on a podcast. This is cool. I think we should do it more. And I was going to say to you guys, maybe we should do some like extra podcasts for our Patreon where we do like commentary for some of our old things. We could do it on How to Bees. We could do a commentary on How to Be a DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
What?
Give me another transition.
Wait.
Nice.
Now we're just going through all the sounds.
I saw Mario fart and I really wanted to know what that meant.
Were you guys ever like, was there anything, because I couldn't tell. It felt like you guys were all like pretty relaxed and pretty prepared. Was there anything that you were just like, this isn't going to, like, I don't know if we should do, like, this isn't going to work, or like, are we going to be able to do this? Because to me, it felt like you guys were all like pretty prepared and everything was pretty
I feel that way
organized.
every project.
Yeah, I guess.
No.
Yeah.
Not for me. I don't. Oh, okay. This is actually good segue. This is what I was going to say. I was going to mention that when we write and we are all knowing about the entire project, it's hard, especially when it's this kind of film that there's like a reveal, like a character reveal halfway through. Oh, you're actually the motor, the bike, the battery, whatever. We don't know. We can never know like how the audience is going to perceive that. We can't get out of our own head. So up until, we filmed this when? April? Mm-hmm. Up until the day it released, like last week, I had no idea how it was going to go over. Absolutely no. But generally we do know if something if it has laughs or not, or, we get the immediate feedback. We kind of know.
It's kind of like saying a word too many times though, when you're so close to it and it eventually loses the meaning. Like the joke gets lost.
Yeah. And so I was pleasantly surprised when people are like, like they kind of fell for it. They're like, people are saying it like, I had no idea what the hell was going on until halfway through, which is kind of the intention.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there kind of was always that lingering feeling of like, did we do it right? Yeah, we had no idea.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think everyone who I've talked to and reading the comments, like it lands exactly how it should have. So,
it's a weird thing because like there's so many decisions and choices along the way. And it's just like every single choice, you're trying to make the best decision you can, whether you're writing a line or you're choosing an actor or you're choosing a sound guy or whatever on the day. And it just becomes this thing that's just like this amalgamation of a million different choices.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea, like I said, but all that we can really do is just make sure that we are doing our best, making the best choices possible. So, at least we know that it's going to look amazing. Yeah. It's going to sound amazing. We got the right like locations, all that. So we have all that going for us, but still, even when you have 9 out of 10 elements, the story, the script can be crap and it all falls apart. So
was there any like major changes that happened on the day where it was just discoveries? Like, this is actually, we should do this instead. Or were you pretty much going along with what you had initially made?
For this project in particular, we had a storyboard made by our friend Dan, and I don't know if you ever got to see this.
He was episode 1 of this podcast.
Yeah, yeah. Dan is episode 1. He made an animatic, like a storyboard of the whole film. So this film exists as like a crappy animation.
No, I have not seen that yet.
Okay, yeah. Well, we should show you that.
Yeah.
Maybe I could pull it up in the middle of this. So we kind of knew, like, that really helps, because rather than just having no storyboard is one thing, but having a storyboard like as drawings,
Yeah.
you still kind of, there's no movement there, right?
Right.
But with Dan, we have the advantage of seeing the movement and seeing how like the scenes are going to transition from one to the other. So I think we had that safety net.
Yeah, I'd be interested to rewatch it myself.
Yeah.
Just to see how it compares.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should just like post that. So we haven't done our director's notes in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Brooke was saying she doesn't know if the text works that well on Instagram, but
We talked about not doing them anymore.
yeah.
Because they're time consuming.
Sorry.
I think something
Sorry, people.
more commentary, like for an Instagram or something, would be better. We just talk for a minute
Yeah, yeah.
over top.
Well, so let's talk about the trail days and you being out there running with Jason. I want to hear from your guys' perspective how that went.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I didn't know, well, I just didn't know the extent of everything, like the extent of what the trail was going to be like and how much we were going to do and like how much I was actually going to be involved. And I think the first bit, I was a little bit nervous, like, am I going to be able to do this? And then once I got into it, I mean, Jason was super helpful too, to like, you know, with the actual motor and with him knowing the trails and knowing like it was really, it made it a lot easier. And I think after like, you know, I feel like after even like an hour or two, we kind of got like a groove going.
Yeah, totally.
Of like, hey, is this the right speed? Is this, you know, is this how fast we should go, how slow we should go, when I should stop, all that kind of thing. So I think, yeah, within like a couple hours, it was like, once we got the groove, it just became fun.
Yeah, it was my first time being pushed on the trail. And I got to say, you did a great job of like just adapting to that situation, because we never tested that, like this motion at all or anything. We were just like, yeah, I think this will look okay on the day. Not sure. And you did great at like, yeah, I think we found a speed and like even just the starting, how like you would give me a little push.
Yeah.
Folks, he was actually pushing. And then like getting into that like, yeah, groove of making it look natural, but also I guess a little not natural.
Yeah, I mean, one thing we had to play with was your body position, Jason, because sometimes you would be leaned in a way where it looked like you were being pushed, but the whole idea was that you were practically invisible, right? You didn't exist. Jason, and that was actually something that took a lot of finessing, was like
the metaphorical aspect of it.
Yeah, and figuring out whether Jason or any character in the film actually interacted or like looked at you in the eye. So yeah, the being pushed thing, it kind of took a little bit of finessing.
Mm-hmm. Also, some of the like climbs we did, especially on the trail, were like loose, slippery, and like I think we both crashed a couple times.
A couple spills.
Yeah, just trying to like make sure he could run up behind me while I'm also trying to pedal up this scrambly little bit.
Yeah. It was like usually there was a point where we're like, well, okay, we got to scope it out, trial run, and then sometimes it was like one and go, and then sometimes like, okay, we need to do this a couple times to figure it out. But yeah, I think for the most part, I mean, there was no injuries, which is good. But I think you
came close.
Yeah,
I remember one place in particular where you were like, oh, and you were looking at your ankle, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I remember it was like an added thing too. We were like, let's just run down this like heavy bush, like
yes, exactly.
Bush. Yeah. And
that was when we were working on the ninja shots, where we just kind of wanted you to just be like jumping out of the forest.
Yeah.
And we didn't use that.
We didn't. I know. I noticed.
I noticed.
No, I'm joking. I think I would have noticed if it was used, because I would have been like, that was that shot that I almost injured myself.
You know, like another little bit of like uncertainty was seeing, like we have these like super high level cinematographers out. We got Byron and Liam out, and we're shooting Jason being chased by a guy jogging. And like these guys usually, you know, like especially when it comes to mountain biking, they're shooting like sick mountain biking, right? Like high level. Yeah. And then there's this guy running through the frame.
What do you mean? I'm not extreme?
At times you got pretty extreme, but there was some shots that were just like running on like on flat ground. And I remember I don't know. I think it was Liam. He made a comment like, "Oh yeah, huh, that's pretty silly," or something like that. And I started to like crumble. I'm like, "Oh my god, is this lame? Like, or how are people gonna take this?" Like, you know.
Those were actually so I watched it for the first time with my dad and my sister a couple days ago, and those were the biggest laughs. Were you just running?
Yeah, because it is very silly.
Like the part where
that's
you
the point. You know?
the part where you leap. You kind of like Jason goes off a little jump and then you do the little leap. Like
that's actually like one particular shot where I'm like, oh, does that look lame? But the thing was, we're also trying to make it accessible, right? Like, like there even could have been the choice to have Jason like shredding and doing like crazier stunts, but we kind of want to make it more relatable to the average rider, like how they're going to be riding. I have the animatic up. You want to see a little bit of this?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. I guess I'm kind of the new kid on the block.
It's me.
People call me the quiet one or the little guy. But either way, I just really enjoy being out there with my rider. I don't really like labels, but I guess you could call me a riding assistant.
Wow, this is legit.
It's actually pretty close.
I was kidding.
Dave's not bad at this. Maybe Dave should have been the guy.
That was legitness.
There you go. You jump out. All right, I'm skimming through now. Skimming through. Yeah, you're riding up. Then there you are in the house, pushing up the hill. And yeah. Oh, and here's the character that didn't make it in, Mr. Nunzi. I don't want to say too much about what this character exactly was, but we did have another character portraying another type of bike, and for multiple reasons we had to cut this character out.
Yeah.
R.I.P. He's not actually dead. He just
alive.
got
He's alive.
He's alive.
The character.
Excellent.
But there you go.
Wow, that's like very close. So did you reference that a lot, like while we were filming?
Yeah, a fair amount.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, there is also an equal fair amount of winging it, and we're out there on the mountain, and we're given the trail and the rocks or whatever. We're not like scouting that like precise, and it's just like you come up with an idea and you make it work.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So.
It's also just a guide that once you've watched it, now that's in your head too. So it like visualizes something for you that you can then kind of internalize.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it seemed pretty smooth. It seemed like you guys knew exactly what shots.
Yeah, we're pretty much geniuses. Let's give ourselves a pat on the back and let's move on from the fuel. All right, yeah. How about one of those transition? Give me the transition. So, Julian, what made you decide to move to Vancouver to pursue this career?
Yeah, I think it was just once I realized I really wanted to pursue it as a career, there just wasn't anything in Saskatchewan. So it was either I was actually pretty 50-50 for a while for Toronto or Vancouver. But my family has a cabin in the Okanagan, so I'm in BC a lot. And I know I love BC. I'd never been to Toronto, so it was tough for me to, I think I would have liked Toronto too, but I just love, acting aside, I love the mountains. I love, being able to like drive 20 minutes and you're in the outdoors and everything like that. And, I think.
Sorry, I'm pouring water.
You went to the bathroom. Yeah, I think with film, Vancouver had been like on the upslope, which is really good. And there's still like a lot in Toronto too. But I think, just like everything I started talking about, I knew some people here already that were doing the acting thing. So I talked to them. And so I had some connections already. Whereas like Toronto, I didn't really have any connections. Cause I was going in pretty blind. Like I didn't really know what to do. Like I originally thought it was like move here, go to an acting school, and then like, get a degree or whatever in an acting, like at an acting school. And then that's how you get an agent. That's how you book parts. And that's how you, get your demo reel, all that kind of stuff. And so at the time when I was in Saskatchewan and I had just graduated, I was like, hey, I want to go now. And then I looked into schools and they were a lot of money. And so I was like, okay, now I need to work for a year and like build up some money so that I can go to one of these schools.
How much money are we talking?
I mean, the one I was looking at was like, I don't know, close to like 30 grand for, I guess, like a year. Yeah.
For like, what, how long is that?
Well, yeah, it depends. Some of them are, I think this was like a 1-year program.
Okay.
And some of them are like 6 months, some of them are 2 years, which, you know, give me more money, less money, I don't know. But anyways, they were a lot. And I was like, damn, I don't know if I can do this. And so I thought I was going to work longer and then come out here. But then I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to go because I'm going to keep making these excuses not to go, not having enough money or not being the right time. And so, yeah, I just bit the bullet and came out here. And then once I did that and made some more connections, I found out like, you don't need to do that. You know, you can do things like just audition for student films, which are the people who are in these schools and they need actors. Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily need the actors that are in the school. They're just, you know, posted online anywhere. Anyone can audition for them. And then I got a coach. I looked into, you know, okay, well, if I can't go to a school, is there some way I can still train? And yeah, like there's so many coaches here that do, you do privates, you can do, well, there's like workshops, or you can do, there's lots of like month-to-month sort of classes, like scene study classes. And so then, yeah, I found a really good coach who I'm still currently with. And she taught me a lot. And then I met a lot of connections from there. And so, yeah, I just realized it was like, okay, I can just like come out here and do this. And so that was like very comforting, because I just wanted to go. Like I was so ready, and I was scared if I didn't go that I would never go. I would like get settled down and just stay in Saskatchewan forever.
That's awesome. Like, good on you though for making that leap. What was that first month in Vancouver like when you landed?
It was, oh man, it was hectic, but also fun, but scary. Cause I was like, when I came here, it was like, Vancouver is huge, you know? And now it's like, Vancouver's not that big. But coming from Regina, Saskatchewan, it was like, wow, there's so much going on. I can go somewhere to a restaurant or like go out somewhere and I'm like, I'll never see these people again. That's very untrue. Yeah, and I didn't really have any friends. It was me and my roommate where we did everything together for a long while. We lived together, and then like we both came from Saskatchewan, and we just did everything together for a while. And then, you know, once I started auditioning, he would help me with auditions and stuff, and then
reading lines with you.
Yeah. So yeah, it was funny because he's not an actor, but he was very
good at it.
Yeah. Honestly, he put his all into it, and I was very happy about it.
Yeah, I always see it like on Instagram, actors saying like, "Hey, I need someone to help me read lines."
Yeah, well, especially now because everything is self tapes, so everything is. I mean, there was still some self tapes then, but most of them were like in person auditions. And so yeah, now you need to like find someone to read for you for all these auditions, and for a while it was him, which is really fun. Yeah, but it was like hectic, but it was also. It didn't feel rushed. Like I didn't feel like I just like found my footing, and then, just like started to figure out what I needed to do. You know, I need to get coached and get headshots, need to like find an agent and all that kind of stuff. And, I mean, I think I took that first year to sort of do that, which there's not really a timeline that it takes to do all these things, but I took a year. I just like took my time with it. And, I feel pretty happy where I'm at right now.
It seems like a pretty emotionally taxing process to audition and give your all and do callbacks and hope you're going to get a part and then maybe never get even a call back for them to let you know. Because I heard that if you don't get a role, you just don't hear anything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I actually just had this discussion with my agent and just, you know, and I know this now, but it's tough. Like there's a lot of rejection, but yeah, like you said, you don't, especially with self-tapes now, you don't get any feedback, you know, whereas in the room sometimes you might, because they're right there and they have enough time to maybe say something. Whereas if you send a tape in, they're not gonna, you know, take the time to email you back. And
for the record, I think we do try to email people because we're nice.
That's really nice, honestly, and it helps because it's very easy as an actor to just think, you know, what am I doing wrong, or why isn't? But you just never know how, you know, you could have been like the one of two picks that they were trying to choose from, and it has nothing to do with the fact that you're not talented or anything like that. So I try and just look at it like, well, I think I saw, I can't remember who it was. an actor, some video of an actor talking about auditioning processes, and he said, I just look at the auditions. I think it was Bryan Cranston. I think it was him. And he said, I just look at auditions being the job. Like if you book the audition, that is the job. So you go, you do your job, and then that's it. Like you do it to the best of your ability. You're not looking to get a job, because if you're like trying too hard to get what you think they want, like you're never going to know what they want. They might not even know what they want, you know, them being the casting, whatever, or the director. And so you just go in, you do your job, and then once it's done, it's like, great. As long as you've done a good job, then it's fine. And then if you do get that call, it's just like a bonus.
I like that. It kind of reminds me, I think, of what Manila Gray was telling us last week, that people don't pay us to play shows, they pay us to travel. I said that. You said that. Okay, well, he's a genius. This guy's got all the best quotes. Yeah, well, you're a very stylish man, and you do so many things. You model, you act, you put yourself out there in so many ways. You also have you have like a couple of Instagrams. I do. The other one's been pretty dormant. You're very good at expressing yourself in many ways. I try to. I think I need to. So I try and find what is the best outlet to sort of express myself. Which I think for a while when I lived in Saskatchewan, I felt like, and this is nothing, like there's a ton of really talented artists in Saskatchewan that are still there or that leave and pursue it somewhere else too. But it was, I don't know why, but for some reason I felt like I couldn't quite fully do what I wanted to do there. And so, you know, it felt like I would do it as a hobby and then like, you know, get another job somewhere else or doing something else. So I never felt like I was fully putting all my energy into it. And I didn't realize how much I needed that and how much I needed to do that until I moved out here. And then I met, you know, people in the same circles, people who were wanting to create and like, you know, not even for money. You know, often we would pay a lot of money to like make whatever it was, like a short film, and put all of our time and energy and like put, you know, 100% of our energy into it. And it was really cool to meet people like that and not be sort of embarrassed to like put everything into it because everyone else was, and it felt like a community and like a team. But then, yeah, I also I felt like I needed to start doing things on my own too, because it felt like a need, like I needed to express it somehow. And so I found just different ways, whether that be like photography or even modeling or just like, yeah, creating short films with friends. And sometimes they don't even, you know, I don't show them to anyone, but it's just like a way to sort of just get something out that I needed out. Yeah, that seemed very... Yeah, I mean, like I was seeing, we scrolled through quite a few of your photos preparing for today. And yeah, you do a lot of cool stuff. You put a lot of effort into like crazy photo shoots of yourself. Do you do any like self photography? So I have another account that I haven't really posted on in a while. I think I just haven't really been inspired in that specific way in a while, because it's been definitely a specific niche of like a style, I guess. Yeah, that I used to do a ton of self-portrait photography. I think it was because when I first moved here, I didn't have a lot of people to like do stuff with for a while besides my roommate. And so I was just like, okay, well, I'll just start, you know, messing around with the camera and see what I can do. And for me, photography, I always liked having a subject, because I found it so difficult to just shoot landscapes and stuff. And I love that type of photography. I'm just like, for me, it was so hard for me to get something as soon as there was a subject in it, I was like, oh, okay, now I can work with this. And there could be some sort of story behind it. So then I just started to use myself as the subject. And then I would start creating these like concepts. And then I sort of got into Photoshop, and the concepts became like more of like surrealism photography. And then I was really, they had like an underlayer of some, I guess, like feeling or something that I was trying to convey. And then I for a while I didn't post them, and then I was posting some of them, and then people would like DM me or comment something that it like, you know, affected them in some way, and would like say, oh, you know, this feels like this to me, and sometimes it was not even at all what I was trying to, why I did it, what I was feeling for me, but I found that really cool. I was like, oh,
people can look at these photos and take something else from it that like wasn't even what I was thinking when I made it, I guess. But yeah, I haven't really done any of those types of photos in a while. I think because I just been focusing more on acting.
Well, you're whatever type of camera you're in front of, you're very charismatic, and like I said, you're very stylish, very fashionable. And for our fuel commercial, we actually dressed you down. And I don't know if you noticed.
Aren't you wearing? He's pointing at his dick.
Yeah. If you didn't want to look down,
I was like, oh, I thought you were gonna point at the. Oh my! I was gonna wear those.
I'm wearing his pants from the film.
Pants?
They're the pants.
He wears them all the time.
I wanted to wear the shirt, but
Heck
Brooke donated it. I was kind of upset.
That would have been amazing.
I gotta say, the pants, they're fine. They're like the legs are comfortable, the waist is comfortable. The most uncomfortable part, and I want to know if you know what it is. Do you know what the most uncomfortable part of these pants is?
No.
It's the pockets, man. They're so lumpy. It feels like you're sitting on like 3 wallets.
Yeah. I think I didn't really sit.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was running, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, you didn't sit.
I also wasn't sitting on a bike either, so I don't, I found them very comfortable.
As soon as I sit down, I'm like, what the hell is underneath me? I remember after the shoot, at the very end, we're all saying bye, and I said, you want to take the pants? You want to take the shirt? And you're like, huh, it's funny because I would never wear this crap. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You'll never wear this. Like, give it to me. And then I checked out your Instagram or whatever and like saw you dressed in your normal clothes after. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what he means. All right. Okay, yeah, this guy knows how to dress.
Yeah. Well, I used to wear pants like that a lot, actually.
What's wrong with these pants?
There's nothing wrong with them. Definitely. I just was like, I think someone else.
But why wouldn't you wear
these?
What's wrong with these on you?
I think I just don't. I don't feel as comfortable and then you would wearing them. And I like to wear things that I feel comfortable in.
There you go.
Hey man, it works great for you.
It does. It totally does. And for other people, like I'll see some people wearing stuff that I'm like, wow, I would never wear that, but they look great.
That's good. That's nice.
You can just like wear whatever.
Well, I feel like most of your wardrobe is thrifted or something. Like you didn't buy this off I'm wearing like new.
Right now is thrifted actually. Yeah, I think I just do that because it's like you can find the most unique pieces and then also it's very inexpensive, which is nice.
Who inspires your style and acting and all these things that you do? Who are your muses?
Oh my god, for acting,
you guys have many.
Yeah, I would say like Joaquin Phoenix is definitely up there for me. Leonardo DiCaprio, Denzel. Yeah, those are the big ones I would say. Probably.
Have you ever? But what about like your pirate character? Are you inspired
Johnny
by
Depp? Yeah, actually, he's probably a big inspiration too. I mean, for like a style icon too, but yeah. Also his movies, like because all of his characters are so vastly different, but at the same time, all of his characters have that like Johnny Depp-ism, or that thing that he brings to all of them, which I sometimes have trouble with thinking of, like, oh, I don't want everything I do to look the same. Mm-hmm. So then I try hard to not be, try too hard to be different, but then it's like, oh no, I think that's the important part is to like bring what you know to a character, and I think he's like just like the best proof of that, of what everything he does. So.
Except for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Actually, I still think
you ride for that one.
I mean, it's a crazy character. The film as a whole is not.
It's questionable. I rewatched it recently and I was like, what is going on here?
Well, it's the same thing with like the newest pirate movies. Like they're like not great, but he's still amazing in them.
What's the best Johnny Depp movie?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough question. Maybe Blow.
We're gonna have to censor that. Have you ever had any run-ins with celebrities?
Yeah.
On set?
Yeah.
Other than us, obviously.
Yeah. Other than Jason,
obviously.
I mean, I don't know what I guess a celebrity is, but like,
don't be coy.
Yeah. I mean, well, actually, when I moved here, I did a background for a little bit, and then I was on this. They did a new version of the Twilight Zone. Mm-hmm. Twilight Zone, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was the the one episode where they're on the plane and there's like a monster on the wing or whatever.
Like Terror at 30,000 feet or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it's called. Yeah. And now I'm forgetting his name. Have you guys seen Step Brothers?
Yep.
Will Ferrell.
What's
John C. Reilly?
Yeah, No, he's like he's the brother.
Adam Scott.
Adam
Yeah.
Scott. Yeah.
Nice.
So he was like the main character on it, and that was really cool because it was like when I first moved here and I didn't know anything. I was like, oh my, that's Adam Scott, and he was like right in front of me in like the plane seat. So the set was just like a piece of a plane, and as background, they were like, just act like you're on a plane. So we just. Slapped. Like, what else do you do on a plane, right? So it's the easiest thing ever. But I just was like out of the corner of my eye just watching him act, and it was cool to see. Because I was like, wow, he's so relaxed and like all this kind of stuff. And
so I guess that was like the background director or background, what do you call him? Like person said, just pretend you're on a plane.
Yeah, it would be like the second AD,
right,
or third AD, or whoever.
Was it weird though? Because you usually jerk off on planes.
You're like, all right.
Well, you want me to do this? Okay. But there were people who were legitimately sleeping because you could hear snoring, and then like they'd be like, "All right, you guys can relax," and then there'd be a couple people who are already relaxed and just.
What the hell was that?
Listen again.
He's doubling down, folks.
Now this looks like a job for me. The people sleeping. It sounds like a great job. God.
Is that what he says there?
That was better.
I didn't even know that's what he said.
And so, I mean, that's pretty solid directing. Just pretend you're on a plane.
I mean, that's for background. That's definitely like a good. Like I think when you're doing background, you just want to like just be like just do something normal, which is what background should be doing, I guess.
I hate doing background.
Do you ever do peas and carrots?
Yeah.
What is that?
Peas and carrots is when you need to look like you're talking in the background, so you just mouth peas and carrots to the person you're standing across from. Peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
Yeah. No, we would. I would always just have an actual conversation in my head, and it would be like the most secretive like conversation I would never have with anyone, and just see if they could ever tell what I was actually saying.
You're like, so I masturbate on planes.
Yeah.
You have any directing tips? I'm curious. You've worked with many different directors. What's something that if that director says that thing to me that they all say, I'm gonna go crazy? Is there something that comes to mind that like just does not work for you?
That doesn't work. That
I should avoid.
I think it's like for me it would be
more energy.
No, it would be like a false. I don't know what the word is, like false compliment. What's the word? False like enthusiasm or something. Like they're like, that was really good.
Okay.
I want someone to be like, if they're gonna, it's like, and I can tell if it is, if they are being like, that was really good, and it was, then it's like, when it's someone who will say things when they're not good, they'll say that. So then I know, okay, they're not just saying that, they're saying it because it was good. Then I can be like, okay, awesome. Then I can move on because I know that it's genuine. But when some people are just trying to, they think that you're like, nervous, so they don't want
to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, and they want to build you up so you can do your best job. And I'm like, if I'm doing a bad job, please just tell me. Like, tell me exactly what for me, I like to be directed. I like someone to tell me exactly what needs to be done, or like what doesn't need to be done, or what I'm doing wrong, or whatever.
Well, that's great. I think that's a strong suit of yours. I don't think that works for everybody. I think
with some
people, I definitely have to do the bit of a compliment sandwich or something.
Sure, and like that's totally fine. Like each their own. Like whatever, however you work. But for me, I'm just like, I just want someone to tell me exactly how it is.
I feel like it's usually said like, that was great.
But exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That was so fun. That actually reminds me of this. The commercial I did with Byron actually. And they were talking to, I think it was the background actually. And he was like, the director was like, okay, that was really good. Everything about that was like, you guys were awesome. It's really good. But, and then his direction was just basically do the complete opposite. I was like, was it good then? exactly what you were looking for. And it's funny when you get that direction.
You know, like as a director, sometimes you're just kind of pulling shit out of your ass, just like, man, like you're like trying to figure out exactly what it is that you like don't like and you don't like, and you don't really know, and you're just kind of saying words and hoping it gets there. And so you're like, I don't necessarily not like that, so it was good, but I was still searching for something else.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's not necessarily like a false compliment sometimes.
It's not like the performance was bad. It's just not what you were looking for.
Yeah,
right.
And you can like,
and you can be straight up and say,
like, exactly, and that would be the best for me, the best way. And I can usually see it when it's like, you know, genuine and they're figuring it out. And I mean, I have huge respect for directors because like that's tough. I don't even know if I would be able to do that, to be able to like try and convey like what it is you want, you know, because like you said, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you're like, oh, it's not quite right, but I don't know what's gonna make it.
And everybody's looking at you, wondering what you're gonna say, and you're like feeling like you're just stumbling over your words. And let's try it again. One thing I try to not do anymore is say one more, and I try to say another.
Oh, because there might be another.
There might be another.
Yeah.
And one time, I think it was on our Looks Like a Session shoot, I was getting accused of saying one more too many times.
Yeah. I mean, as things go, I don't think that's the worst. I don't think that's the worst thing. Yeah, I mean, the direction that I got on this commercial was, I could tell it was genuine, and is, you know, exactly, okay, I know exactly what to do now. So, but yeah, I don't think I've ever had like a bad director experience. I think I've just maybe had some where they're not necessarily as much of like an actor director, I guess, where they don't really give you that much direction, which is fine. But then sometimes you're just like, was that what they wanted? I don't know. Because it's like moving on. It's like, I guess that was what they wanted.
So maybe you haven't had any bad directing experiences, but have you had any bad filmmaking experiences where you're just on an absolute disaster of a set, and you know that this is not going to go well?
Excluding the one you just shot with us.
And please say the title and the crew names individually.
And the financiers.
There's a couple. There's one that I don't even know if I want to really talk about, because it was like one of my first experiences, and I don't want anyone to ever find that. And now even just mentioning that, I think people will find it.
All right, bleep that whole thing. This whole 30 seconds is just going to be a bleep.
It's fine. It's gonna be.
But let's use it as a learning experience for the people out there.
I think
not to put people down. We want to punch people up.
Yeah. I
think Dave's giving me a weird look. Did I use punch up wrong? I think
that was good.
Love punch up, but
I try. You know what? I'm just pulling shit out of my ass, guys.
Yeah, just punching shit up your ass.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had. Yeah, there was.
You can tell Dave to play the transition music. It's fine.
No, I'll say.
All right.
I think the only really bad thing that I've been on set with is people who don't want to be there.
Okay.
Which is always like blows my mind a little bit, because I'm just like insanely thankful to be there for whatever it is. And sometimes, you know, it can maybe be someone like someone who's been acting for a while, and maybe it's like a job that maybe is like lower than what they have been doing.
Right.
And so you can just get the vibe that they're just like sort of maybe above it, or just like don't want to be there. And yeah, I hope to never be at that point.
I think we're all looking at each other right now, and we know the last scenario that this happened, where the person felt like maybe they were above us, and but on the other hand,
it wasn't you, Julian.
It was not you.
Please tell me.
On the other hand, we had someone who was so incredibly enthusiastic and just like helpful and friendly and saying, "How you doing?" Like, "Good morning," you know, and it just went so far that we're all like, we want to work with that guy again. But he wasn't like I don't want to like diminish his role. He wasn't like a super significant role, like in the grand scheme of things, but we're like, we got to have that guy back. He was amazing.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Kyle.
Oh, the crew guy.
Yeah, he pushed the dolly for us.
Oh, yeah. We love that guy.
I hope he's listening.
Kyle McKeach, I believe.
Yeah.
Docs.
And now I've just exposed... play the transition music. Play the transition music. Jesus. So, what's it like being a pirate?
Oh, my God. Yeah. So...
Okay, cut the music. Cut the music.
Jesus. All right. I don't even know if you could hear me. I was said, what's it like?
It didn't work at all.
I wish you had a pirate themed transition.
We can work on that.
But
yeah, what's it? Okay, I'm asking you, what's it like being a pirate? Maybe let's take a step back. Explain to the people, if I haven't made it clear, what it is that you
being
do.
a pirate?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I work seasonal. This would be my second season. Just ended on Sunday. But yeah, it's a seasonal job on Granville Island. Sales out of Granville Island. There is a pirate ship that is sort of a tour / interactive theater cruise. And yeah, there's two different types of cruises you can go on. There's like the fully interactive theater cruise, and then there is a sunset style cruise, which is more adult oriented, 19 plus, BYOG, bring your own grog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There
Grog. I looked up pirate lingo before this.
You did?
And that means an adult beverage.
An adult beverage.
Is that where groggy comes from? Because you're hungover?
Yep. Well, actually, no, I don't. I have no
Wow.
idea. Actually, I have no idea. Don't quote me on that.
100%. Yes, and.
Yeah, but there is an actual drink that is grog, and I'm pretty sure it's just like rum and like water or something. I don't know. I can't. We could look it up. But
Some pirate he is.
Yeah.
Doesn't even know what grog is.
What does it say?
Rum diluted with water.
There you go.
Ah, okay. He is
Wow.
a pirate. He knows what he's talking about.
And they'll add lime or lemons
Right.
on long sea voyages to avoid scurvy.
Yeah, so you don't get scurvy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I started last summer, I guess, and one of my friends who was in my class, in my acting class, was like posting videos of him on this pirate ship, and I'm like, what is this? Do you just know a guy with a pirate ship and you guys just go out all the time dressed as pirates? He's like, no, it's my job. I work here. And then I thought, how do I get involved with this? And then he was like, well, we're actually hiring new pirates, so come on in. And like, just the funniest statement ever. Yeah, we're hiring new pirates. And
Dream job.
yeah, and so basically we just get to act as pirates for 5 months of the year, because it is like almost every day. And you can, like, my voice is almost gone by the end of, like, right now, because it was just like we just had our last weekend. And but it's so much fun.
Last weekend, I missed it. I want to go on the pirate ship
You gotta
bad,
come
man.
next year.
I
Yeah.
would sit in the beach watching the fireworks, whatever, relaxing, and I'd see those pirate ships go by and the insane parties that were happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just got to go on that boat.
It's the best time ever. And you know, a lot of people will come on a little bit like skeptical of it all, and like, just I don't want this whole, like, this is too much, because we'll come in with like 12 out of 10 energy, and like it'll be like, is this a lot, or is this, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. And then halfway through the sale, they're all in it.
Awesome.
I mean, probably due to the grog.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Do you find it keeps you like warm for acting because you're like
Oh,
constantly acting?
Yeah, well, and it's a ton of improv, because it's an interactive show, so you get the audience or the patrons involved too. And obviously every show is different because who's on the boat is different. Also who you're working with, because there's usually like a first mate and a second mate and then the captain, and all three of those are roles. And so there's like different dynamics, and there's different banter, like depending on who I'm working with. And we sort of just mess with each other all the time on the ship too, and try to like break each other, make each other break character. And it's a blast. It's so much fun.
Is it kind of like Disney's Jungle Cruise?
Well,
Have you ever been on that?
I haven't, so I don't know. Probably it'd probably be similar.
Have you guys been on the Jungle Cruise?
I've never been to Disneyland.
Yeah, never. Me neither.
Womp, womp, womp. I don't know where that is. Yeah, so the Jungle Cruise, basically, it sounds like a really lame ride because you just like sit on this like fake boat and it goes around, and like there's all these animatronic animals.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But the guides, the hosts, are why it's fun, because they have all these bad puns and jokes, and, they're the one guiding you through the whole thing.
Yeah, very similar.
You should look up videos. It would probably be good inspiration.
Good research.
Yeah,
yeah.
like actually,
there's a lot of bad puns.
Yeah,
on this ship too, and there's a lot of because the interactive theater cruises are mostly like kids and families, but there's obviously like the adults and the parents that come on, and so there's jokes we'll put in there for the adults and you know the dads on the ship.
Like
Nice.
stuff
So
about booty.
I really wanted to try and organize a get together, and I went on the website, and it seems like 40 people is the max party that you can book.
42, yeah.
42, okay.
Yeah.
And it, like I did the math, and it was like the best package you can get. It was like $1,500 to $2,000 or something like that, which equals like $40 a person for the whole day.
If you have 42 people, it's like a crazy deal. It's
Yeah.
it's like not expensive at all. Plus it's BYOG. I mean, which most cruises have a bar, and then you spend $10 a drink on top of that. So I'm just trying to sell it to you.
Yeah,
We're already sold.
I'm already sold, man. So Brooke went. She saw you.
Yeah.
And she had the best time ever.
Yeah, they did. That was a fun sale. Yeah. I mean, they're all fun, but it's like
She had a little bit of the grog.
She did.
Let's say.
As did
Let's just
everyone.
say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you guys get ready out there.
You got
and
to. You got to. Except for us, we're professionals.
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah.
going all the way out in international waters, getting up to no good.
Yeah.
Well, we got to get on that boat, guys.
You do.
Am I the only one that wants to go on this pirate ship? I brought it up to the group in the Slack. No one responded.
I said yes.
You said yes?
I think we
I
all
was
said
like-
we were into it.
Yeah, we all did.
But also, I proposed it on the day that we got back from a 3-week bike park
Yeah,
tour.
yeah.
Because it was I wanted to line it up for the celebration of lights.
Oh my gosh, yeah, those were crazy because we went out and
So cool.
our captain Krusty, shout out to Captain Krusty. He's like he's the best, and we get away with it because we're a pirate ship. But we went out and had a full normal cruise, and then once the fireworks were on, he just maneuvered his way through all of these like hundreds of sailboats, and we just
Amazing.
squished through all and got to the very front, and just people look like, well, it's a pirate ship, so I guess they can do that.
There's pirates on board.
I ain't saying that.
I don't want to get hit with a cannon.
So yeah, that was crazy because that was the first time I experienced the fireworks on the ship.
Well, you're not helping my FOMO, man.
Well, I'm just hyping you up for.
Hey, well, if you
next
guys need
season.
any video production, you guys need to do a podcast out there on sea, let us know, man.
Actually, yeah, you should do some sort of video for.
Let's do a
for the
pirate
ship.
pod.
Yeah,
Pirate pod.
Yeah, pirate pod. Let's get all you guys in character.
yeah,
That'll be fun.
yeah. Yeah, we do. There's so many things that happened on it. There's been live music. There was a DJ who came on, and there was a 3-hour sail, and it was just a rave.
Yes,
which
just
was
like
crazy.
the Pirate Times DJ on the poop deck.
Yeah, and it was all pirate music, of course, all sea shanties.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
Yeah,
Oh man, that sounds like a good
appreciate your enthusiasm for it.
time.
it's the best.
Because I feel like some people that would be trying to become an actor might be kind of you know what I mean? Kind of put it to the side a little bit and be like, well, I kind of do this thing on the side, but you're equally enthusiastic about it.
When we were on set and I found out they did that was the moment I knew that the pirate ship was a good experience. Because if you're doing it, it must be full on.
Yeah. And if you didn't like doing it, then it could be miserable. But when I first applied, I was a little bit scared because I was like, I don't really like kids. And there's a lot of kids, but that dealing with kids on that is so different because they come on there and they're so excited and they'll listen to everything you say and they believe, you're a real pirate and it's the cutest thing ever. And so that keeps everything going, and it's actually so, and it's just they give you energy, and it's,
plus single moms.
Where's the grog?
Yeah, a lot of moms. Yeah, a lot of grog, and yeah, they're all so fun. You guys need to come on. Is what I'm saying.
So how does it feel to be an actor with a day job? Do you feel like you need it? Does it keep things fresh, or do you have a chip on your shoulder about it?
By having another job
that's not it. Well, I mean, it's interesting because you're acting.
But I'm no longer working on there right now, so because it's over.
Oh, but you will be next
summer.
Yeah. Okay. Don't leave before we visit, and don't land a huge job
I was just
before.
gonna say we're sabotaging you on the side. We're he was terrible to work with. Gotta get on that pirate ship.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have to have another job, that would be great. But it's just just the way it goes. It's so inconsistent, and you could never know. You could be working consistently for 3 months and then not working for a year, or who knows. So it's just nice to have something consistent to relax a little bit and just be okay, I can, I'll be okay if nothing happens here. And I was obviously serving for a while, in the hospitality industry, and that's like, I would argue it's not the best, not the only job you can do, but as an actor, it was like the best because you work at night, auditions were during the day, you can give up shifts easy, and you can make a lot of money in a small, short of period of time, which is all still very true. But everything is self-tapes now, and so you can get away with having day jobs and working during the day, and you can film your self-tapes at night. So I took that opportunity to get out of the serving industry and try some other jobs. And so I work at a theater right now, which is cool because I'm around artists still, and it doesn't feel like I hate my job.
So how do you define success? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
I just said that's good.
That's good. You did good thing.
It is.
How do you define success for yourself?
Oh, these are some big questions. How do I define success?
You can play the transition if you want. We got Friends, Seinfeld, Family Guy.
No, I think success would be like if I'm at a place where I'm completely content and happy with what I'm doing. And I mean, like, I guess in terms of acting, I think it would be when I'm, solely doing that, but not only just doing that, but doing projects that I'm like passionate about, that I want to do. Cause it's easy to be like I'm like a full-time actor, but you could be doing, certain projects just to like, get the money to survive. Cause I'm not, like, I don't think success is like to have enough money but obviously that's sort of a part of the job. But I think if I'm at a point where I'm doing projects that I'm extremely passionate about and only doing those kinds of projects, I think like, I mean, I could argue that I'm like successful right now because I'm literally doing what I love to do. So, I think it's just when you're at a point where you're doing something that is like what you love to do, then, and I feel like you're being successful, I don't think there's like a cap, like where you're just like, nah, I've done it. Now I'm there. Now I'm good.
Do you have a backup plan, or is this for life?
Like, not really, honestly. Like, I think I would stay in the industry, whether it be acting or something else. But I just love, like, even when I said, like, as I was a kid, like, I just love the way films are made. Everything about that. So I would probably figure out something within the industry still. Doesn't necessarily need to be acting specifically, but.
And what would you recommend to young aspiring actors, like, as a first step? What's the one thing that you'd encourage them to just do to kind of get the ball rolling?
Just audition or create stuff for yourself and just start, like, get some friends together and just make something, because that's like the best way to learn is to just do it. And then, join a class, anything like that. Like, just start doing it, because you can't wait for anything.
But Julian, I don't have a camera and I don't have friends and I don't know how to edit.
You got an iPhone?
Yeah.
Good enough.
Okay.
I have a Motorola Razor.
Does that take videos? Yeah.
Sick.
Or find a outdoor stage and write a play. Do a play outside. There's like get in contact with people who are in a film school and make a film with them who have all the gear, and I think that's
a great suggestion, because when I was making my like grad film back in the day, it was like I was so crappy, like we were all crappy. Everything about it was not great, and it's good to be in that environment where the bar is so low. It's just like, we're just here to like just express ourselves and try some stuff out.
I remember when I was auditioning for student films, and it was super fun because doing those films, like you said, everyone is at the same level and everyone's like down to just try things. I mean, like, well, like, what do you think this, whereas it's a little daunting, a little scary when you go on a set where everyone's been doing it for like years and you're expected to just like kind of know everything.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like you got to soak in those days where, like, the inexperienced days where you're just trying shit.
Totally.
Yeah. Where you don't have as many eyes on you.
Yeah. It's super helpful. I mean, like, I think especially in this industry, it should be like a team. Like, everyone should be helping each other out. So.
And what's next for your career?
What's next for my career? Like, do I have anything on the go? Do you mean?
Yeah. What's up?
Well,
sorry, it was just written on Dave wrote it. Blame Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, he asked the hard vague questions.
I wrote all the hard ones.
Yeah, all the vague hard questions for Dave. Okay.
I don't know. I'm just hoping to continue to work on, like, I think I'm starting to do things more. I'm more excited about it. I finished a short film that was really fun, and I'm really excited about that one to come out. And then at the end of this month, I'm doing an indie feature, which will be fun.
Nice.
So yeah, just trying to keep the ball rolling, keep doing more projects.
Just out of pure curiosity, I'm not trying to gas myself up. Do you think that our project will land you future roles? What purpose do you think that will serve you?
Definitely. I just talked to a lot of people who mentioned that specific thing that I've done, like that specific commercial, and I think there's like a lot of things out there that could be very helpful for, like other commercials, even
trail running commercials,
running shoes, yellow
e-bike
shirt commercials. Yeah,
brown pants with pockets that are uncomfortable.
Old Navy's just like at the door.
Yeah, definitely. For sure that's going on my reel, on my demo reel. So,
cool.
Yeah.
I had to hear it.
There you go. Yeah, you heard it here.
Patting ourselves in the back once again.
Yeah, so much fun. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that one. Yeah.
Well, this is the part of the podcast where we want to ask you if you'd like to play a game with us.
Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Did you bring your grog? Just kidding. No grog is necessary. We're going to play a game of this or that. And we have a list of 31.
Jesus.
31. We have a lot for you today. We went
Let's do it.
We have about 31. We still haven't figured out like a proper way to describe this game. I always describe this game.
That.
Yeah, I always say. So basically, it's just this or that.
I feel like I got the gist.
You got the gist of it? Well, some guests, they're like, wait, whoa, hold on. What are we doing? And then I have to.
Can it never be that or that?
Yeah.
this
or that?
What about this or those?
Is it only
what are those
choices?
Anyways, you get the point. Jay, you want to go for it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can say I didn't want to play the music because I can't find it on the soundboard.
Okay, are we ready for music?
We're ready.
We're ready.
Let's rock it.
All right, Julian. Question 1. Music is very loud.
Yeah, turn that shit down. All right.
Is that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yes.
Question 1. Film or television?
We're going to be here all day.
Film.
Photo or video?
Video.
70s or 80s?
70s.
Comedy or horror?
Oh. Comedy.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Saskatchewan or British Columbia?
British Columbia.
Your family hates you.
Acting or modeling?
Acting.
Late nights or early mornings?
Late nights.
Acting on stage or acting on camera?
Oh. That's tough.
That's the game.
They're so different.
We should have had grog so that you could not answer and take the grog shot instead.
Acting, I'll say it on camera.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Hip hop or rock?
Rock.
Piano or guitar?
Like I just restarted that.
Yeah, we should really just loop that better.
No.
This is a
part of it. It's part of it.
That was like more dramatic, but there was like a little pause in there.
Piano.
Yeah.
piano.
You play both?
No.
You play piano?
I don't know. I have a piano that I just play a few songs on. I would not say
It's
I'm
good
a
decoration.
pianist, but I enjoy it more.
Bleep that.
Yeah. Mick Jagger or Johnny Depp?
Mick Jagger.
Okay.
No,
I just want to specify that whoever wrote it MC Jagger, as though it's one Scottish
like a McDouble.
Yeah.
That was me. I have no idea how to spell it. Oh, it's literally M-I-C-K.
M-I-C-K.
Yeah.
It's his first name.
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
Or otherwise known as a number 9.
Oh,
value menu.
And then
funky glasses or funky hat?
Tough. Funky glasses. Let's go.
Valley Village or Salvation Army?
Valley Village.
Cool.
Yeah.
The city or the country?
Ooh. I would say the country.
Ooh. Beach or forest?
Beach.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Seinfeld or Friends?
Friends.
Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings?
Harry Potter.
James Bond or Mission Impossible?
Good. Sorry.
I actually don't know. They're pretty even for me.
That's not the game.
James Impossible.
It's not this or this.
Oh, Jesus.
James Bond. We'll go with James Bond.
Okay. Beer or wine?
Beer.
Beer or grog?
Nice. Grog, obviously.
Lakes or oceans?
Ooh, lakes.
What a random question.
I didn't write them.
Water
We needed
or
to know
salt
this.
water?
We need to know this about
I
you.
saw on his Instagram he's like on lakes all the time, but he also works on a boat on the
You're right.
ocean.
My
so.
God, you
You're right.
just tore his soul apart.
Ryan Gosling or Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, that's actually.
They're both listening.
I think Ryan Gosling.
Good choice.
Skateboarding or snowboarding?
Snowboarding.
Swimming or running?
Swimming.
Pirates or vampires?
Ooh. Pirates. But vampires is a close second.
Pirates or zombies?
Pirates.
Muskets?
Wait. Wait, you read it wrong. Vampires or zombies?
I know, but I want to choose the winning
Okay,
one.
all right. Okay, yeah, you know what you're doing.
Muskets or cannons?
I feel like you should have said flintlocks again. And
That was what I
got
thought.
a pirate.
That was what I thought
Pirate
first.
over here.
Jesus.
cannons, obviously. Look at these
Flint,
cannons.
what?
Flintlocks. They're like they're pistols. I have a flintlock at home.
That's the first time I've ever heard that word in my life, Julian.
Said flintlocks.
These fucking idiots don't know what a flintlock is.
Guess we'll go fuck ourselves. All right, almost done. Lassies or scallywags?
Lassies? You mean like
it means
lass?
a young person.
Lass. But I would choose scallywags for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hook for a hand or peg for a leg?
Hook for a hand.
Oh.
And that is it for
Well done,
this or that.
Did I win?
You won glory, fame, fortune,
And grog.
I would say you did very well.
And grog, yeah. Yeah, you did good.
That's some good
Was there
laughs
any
there.
that you guys were like?
Most of them.
Yeah.
No, like, how do you mean? Like,
Like I can't believe you chose that one.
No, because you said dogs, so I was good.
Oh, fair.
You almost said vampires.
I like that on Mick Jagger, you didn't even have to hear what the next person was. It could have been anybody in the world.
He's my like biggest idol.
Mick Jagger or literally your parents. Mick Jagger! Well, thank you, Julian, for joining us and letting us. Wait, do you know what the name of our podcast is?
Indulge. You have to say it. Oh.
It is feeding off each other. And therefore, thank you for letting us feed off of you today. Do you feel well fed?
I do feel well fed.
Do you feel metaphorically full?
Metaphorically, yes.
Good. Yeah, we encourage you guys, if you guys want to see more of Julian, I guess follow him on Instagram, which we've talked about a few times today. His handle is Julian Nelson. Do you have anything else you want to plug?
No, I think you nailed it.
Go watch our fuel ad and go leave a nice comment, or leave a comment here.
Yeah.
Or maybe even leave us a review. We've been saying that we're going to read reviews on the air. Should we read a review?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, we do have one.
Okay. Let's see. How about Homestar the Runner?
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Homestar the Runner gives us we have 5 out of 5 stars, guys, on Apple. Amazing.
Let's keep that going.
Holy crap. All right. Homestar the Runner, he says, secondhand feeding. I've been listening to this podcast for a little while now. The first couple episodes were good, but episode 4 with Brett Tippie took it to a whole nother level. I couldn't stop smiling and laughing as I was feeding off all the good vibes. Thanks for making my work week that much better. I'm looking forward to seeing who the next guests are. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Homestar the Runner.
The real Homestar.
5 stars from Homestar the Runner. Thank you.
Much love. Leave us a review, and maybe we'll read your review on the air. And also leave us a voicemail at, was it?
Speakpipe.com/feeding off each other.
I almost said lay pipe again. Speakpipe.com.
Well, that's my personal website. So.
Thank you for listening. Please remember to subscribe, rate our show, whatever platform you're listening on. Drop that review. Leave a comment on YouTube. We'll read it on the air. I've already said this.
Thank you for listening to Feeding Off Each Other. Please subscribe for more great podcasts.